What's up, guys? I don't really know who I'm talking to or if anyone's gonna watch this, but I figured I'd record myself before my first ayahuasca experience. I'm extremely nervous. Nervous is an understatement, but my story, in 5 minutes, if I could. Basically, I lived for 24 years, a pretty normal life. Super intense, obsessive personality. I became very successful at external validators. Everything I got interested in, I pursued and wanted to be the best at, and I was very successful. You know, I've made some decent money. I've lived in one of the best cities in the world. I became a Jiu-Jitsu world champion, a Jiu-Jitsu Pan American champion. I was ranked 13th in the world at one of the hardest strategy games of all time. I was sleeping with a lot of women. Everything I wanted, I was able to get. And about 8 months ago, I broke. I don't know how else to describe it. I mean, my ego, everything I thought I was, everything that I knew was completely shattered. And I went through, and I'm still going through, just an absolute horror nightmare of a depression and anxiety and negativity, just absolute nightmare. And I'm in Iquitos now, in the jungle. And I came here for ayahuasca. Basically, I was working at corporate America in New York City, and absolutely hated my job. I was depressed for existentially depressed, but the job was, of course, adding to it. And I quit my job and flew out to Iquitos because I've heard some amazing stories about it curing depression and ADD and drug addiction and whatnot. And for me, all the stories just resonated really well with me. Everything I read was just so captivating. It was almost like this plant was seducing me. I mean, it sounds so ridiculous, but everything else in life became secondary. I mean, I started just obsessively researching, obsessively reading and watching videos, and everything I saw just made such perfect sense for me. You know, I needed to purge these negative entities that I have. I need to sort of see myself from a third-party perspective, look down at myself, or look, you know, from another perspective to see these neurological patterns that I'm in right now. Because depression and anxiety and really all personality traits are just a response to your environment. We're nothing but a response to our childhood. You know, I had some trauma in my childhood and when I was a teenager, and it just makes perfect sense to me that in order to deal with the trauma, I developed these short-term neurological patterns that were helpful in coping with the situation I was in. And whether it be tuning out or whether it be, you know, subsiding my emotions, but anyway, it's those patterns in the short run were helpful, but in the long run, they've completely destroyed me. And I really need to create new neurological patterns. I need a reset. I'm completely tired of this paradigm. I'm completely exhausted with my level of consciousness. It's too intense. It's too difficult. It's not sustainable. My consciousness level is very helpful for certain things, but for long-term happiness, it's absolutely destructive. And at this point, I'm pretty desperate. I don't like using that word, but yeah. And I think that this could be good for me. Oh, this guy probably thinks I'm crazy. But anyway, for me, yeah, I'm excited. I'm nervous. I'm pretty much every emotion in the book right now. Um, but um, but yeah, um, I guess to tap deeper into my depression, if anyone else out there suffers from depression or anxiety, maybe you'll resonate with this. But um, basically, I have just this negative self chatter, this negative talk that doesn't stop, and um, it's extremely hard for me to focus on anything. Even talking right now is extremely hard for me. There's just so much negative spirits and negative entities that are sort of, I feel like, that are in me, and I don't know where they came from or how I got them, but um, I feel like I'm drowning, and it's extremely, it's the most lonely feeling in the world. There's nothing that I think you can really, you really know when someone's going through depression. You just look at them in the eyes. You can just see the pain in their eyes, and I think people have sort of said they've been depressed, whether it be uh, feeling bad or feeling upset about something, but this existential depression, this existential anxiety that I feel of, why am I on this planet? What am I doing here? What's going on? From on a minute to minute basis is just overwhelming, and it's something that takes over you. So I think I don't know. I hope this video helps people. I hope ayahuasca helps me, and then I can help people. I don't know what I'm even trying to get at, but yeah, I'll record tomorrow after my first experience tonight. Um, and hope this helps somebody.